By now, almost everybody has seen To Kill a Monkey, written, directed, and produced by Kemi Adetiba. I am here to talk about the things that I like in this movie and the things that I don't like, and to support the motion which says that girls are better than boys with the following points of mind. Listen, I'm blessed. Adejoko. Scratch out that last part. But the first thing I like about this movie is the acting. It cannot be said enough, but the actors gave their all. You will not need anybody to tell you that most of these people are theater kids. That is, people that eat, live, breathe theater. And I'm grateful to have experienced this. Bucci Franklin, who played Obos da Boss. Idia, portrayed by Lilian Afegbai. Efemini, portrayed by William Benson. Thank you, Kemi Adetiba, for finding these people, these stars that bodied their roles exceptionally. Time will not permit me to speak about everybody, but even down to the people who had non-speaking roles, you could tell that they knew what they were doing there. Or boss. It was like he was waiting for this role to come. It's like he saw it coming, and when it came, he just blended. He just entered. He just fits in. I feel like he used to imagine himself in a role like this, so now it was like, oh, finally, second nature. And Efemini, William Benson, he bodied his role effortlessly. Effortlessly in the sense that I have done this 1,000 times. I have taught people how to do this. And it was no surprise when I went to Google and I saw that he has over 30 years of acting experience. He started acting from secondary school. Shine Roseman, who played Sparkles. I want to be soft like that girl. But I don't know how actors do it. You mean you acted in such a movie? You performed in this masterpiece? And you kept quiet for what? For 2 years. Because me, I won't be able to continue with my normal life knowing that I just did this. I will be posting, telling everybody to get ready. Everybody just needs to know. Moving on to my next favorite thing about the movie. I will just combine the soundtrack or the sound of this movie and the cinematography in one. You would know that they were intentional about this. Every mood had its sound, the build-up, the climax, the release. They got it. At no point in this movie did I reduce my volume. I wanted to feel everything. And my favorite part for the cinematography, top of my head, is that golf course scene with Teacher, played by Kemi. You see, when he was on the golf course and the camera just flew down the green field straight at him when he was about to kick the ball or hit the ball or whatever they call it in golf language, you just know that they were intentional about their shots. And the third thing is the story. I like the story for the lessons it carries. There's a lot to pick out from it, but my favorite lesson, a career lesson, I'm not encouraging bad behavior, but if you have a partner and you both have a common enemy, the best thing is to unite and conquer that common enemy together. I'll leave it there, because if I want to start talking about the lessons, this video will be long. Okay, now to the things I did not like about the movie. Okay, I don't know what episode it was. I think it was episode 3, but at some point, the movie became a lot for me. Too much was happening, and it took me like 2 days to get through that episode. But after that, I was glad I stayed. Secondly, the persona of Teacher on my screen brought lots of confusion. From his hairline, his bad eye, the pot belly, I could not focus. I guess his bad eye was to show that he was a violent man who had been in lots of fights. But it felt off. Something just felt off about his persona. The blast, which we saw coming, by the way. It happened in the morning, right? Can you explain why the next time we see you, it is night and the car is still burning like it just happened? At that point, I gave the movie another 1-day break. Then the assassination scene. The use of a little girl to kill Nusa's mother. If they had a reason for that, they did not show it because, morally speaking, why? Is this little girl supposed to be a skilled assassin? Is this movie no longer about Yahoo boys? Do they also train to commit murder? Like, it just puts me off the wrong way. When I saw the assassin give the knife to the little girl, I was like, I hope this is not what I think it is. And then it happened. I was like, was that really the only option? But it's okay. Another thing, the Yahoo Boy situation from the initiation process, working in sales, graduating, paying off debts, it seemed off in comparison to what we see in reality on the news. But let's allow it since it is fiction, right? But I also feel like different storylines were merged for that situation, which is not a bad thing. We hear of parents or guardians sending their children, family members out of the country for prostitution. We know these children sometimes have to pay off debts. We know rituals are carried out where these people take oaths, swearing to repay with their life or money. But we don't hear about these things when it comes to Yahoo. So I feel they picked that human trafficking, prostitution storyline and merged with the Yahoo Boys HK storyline to create the situation we saw on screen. Actually, when I saw the first scene of this movie, I thought, oh, maybe it would be like Yahoo Plus, you know, the one that they do with rituals. But it ended up to just be plain old Yahoo, where you do internet scams. Also, the cliches, the tropes in this movie were more than a handful. Like we've seen this happen in movies before. We have heard this exact line. We do not need to hear or see it again, but I'm not mad at it. You know, art imitates life, and life is indeed full of cliches. If you've watched The Day of the Jackal, Inspector Ogunlesi reminded me of Bianca, played by Lashana Lynch. I thought she was going to have the same ending as per Phil. But it was nice to see that turnaround. I like it when the last 10-15 minutes of a movie has a lot to unpack sometimes. I just want to thank you for listening to these points. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let's continue the conversation in this section.